can't deal with this all casual approach and it'll be fine and yeah, we'll get there. No. You may recall a video which I took some weeks back when I was in Parliament Square, talking about the need for you as a business to have to look after yourself, because really nobody else is going to do that for you. I want to add to that video because the environment is changing rapidly, the economy is changing rapidly, and I think that small businesses have been left to really figure it out on their own and getting very little government support. I said in a blog that I wrote, it was funny how during the pandemic, all small businesses were told to stay at home and figure out how you're going to work from home, or to close your restaurant or to close your store. But big businesses kind of carried on as if things were normal. You know, the guys delivering from big warehouses kept delivering from big warehouses, so it was good for them. But I want to touch upon the fact that in this current climate, and again, as I said in my previous video, I think you can be looking at the next 2, probably longer, 3 years, where you've got to knuckle down and really start running your business lean, mean and keen. So my first message is, don't go back to running things the way they were before, where we were kind of a little bit slack. Because to me, when I look around me and I see what's happening, I just get the feeling that the new standard to aspire to is mediocrity. So don't be mediocre. Actually deliver the very best that you can. I remember a while back reading Steve Jobs' biography, and in it talked about his philosophy in terms of what you should be delivering to a customer. And his philosophy is very simple. We just have to deliver the very, very best, and nothing else is going to do. No making do. It's got to be the absolute premium. And so I would say to you, to get through the next couple of years of difficulty, because it is going to be difficult, you have to, at least, if you do nothing else, have a reputation of delivering the very, very best in whatever it is: product, service, aftercare, maintenance, whatever it is you're delivering. Be known for delivering the very, very best. I keep talking about setting standards up here and not down here, and I just can't deal with this all casual approach and it'll be fine and yeah, we'll get there. No. We've developed into a society where mediocrity seems to be okay. Well, it isn't. Because to get through and to build a strong, effective, long-lasting business, you've got to aim for very high standards. And it starts with not accepting anything but the best. Now, the reason that I'm suggesting that you run a very lean, mean and very focused business is because recently a report came out where they were suggesting that 200,000 small businesses are about to go bust, and that 2 million small businesses had barely 3 months' money in the bank. Now that's a very, very serious situation. Even if those businesses are one-man businesses, that's 200,000 people about to lose their businesses and their livelihoods. That's 2 million businesses could be shedding people. And remember, as I said in my previous video in Parliament Square, small businesses make up over 50% of the economy, and they hire a huge amount of people. The stats are on my previous video. So we have to do for ourselves, and the way to start, the place to start, is to set very high standards, both with yourself, with the people that work for you, and with whatever it is you're delivering. Nobody's going to help us. We have to help ourselves. And the only way to differentiate yourself is by delivering the very best, and then doing the work that goes behind it. Look at my videos when I talk about sales activity. I talk about the fact that sales has a process. It also has an activity level. You'll close deals if you're doing the work. As I've said in previous videos, a successful salesperson does the work. The reason why salespeople are unsuccessful is because they don't do the work. And sales is a tough job. Sales requires you to do the numbers, to speak to people, call people, see people, ask questions of people. It's very, very tough, but it's meant to be tough. Running a business is meant to be tough. It's not meant to be easy. But right now, they're making it a little bit too tough for us. So that means you really got to get yourself together. You've got to set out what your objectives are. You've got to understand where you're going. You've got to pull people together. And leadership, well, there's an awful lot of stuff written about leadership. Here's my take on leadership. It's very simple in one sentence. You have to explain to people, this is how we do things around here. That's what people want to know. They want to know, how do we get stuff done around here? What are the processes? What are the expectations? What are the targets? What are the objectives? And you can be very clear about all those things. And actually, the clearer you are, the simpler it is for people to take on board. And people want to follow something that's clear, objective-led, and with a focus. They want to follow something that's going somewhere. So in leadership, just explain to people, this is how we do things around here. So look, this is not meant to be a video of negativity. It's meant to be a video that hopefully inspires you to actually sit down, think about what you're doing, and get very tough with yourself, and just focus on exactly what you need to do. It is possible. There is a golden light at the end of the tunnel. There will be a golden period. You have to get through it. It's just that for me, we seem to be drifting into mediocrity. Let's stop that right now. And if you don't do it, nobody's going to do it for you. Things no one tells you about working in sales, part 4. And one final point to ponder on. See, when you're reviewing what you're doing and having to make decisions, some of them are going to be tough, you have to make those decisions. I was with a company just a few months ago and talking to the owners about how their sales team was performing and whether or not they were asking enough of the right questions to find out if they were doing what they needed to do, because the figures were dire, they were going downwards, and they weren't getting a hold of the situation. And they were reluctant to really put their sales team under the spotlight and ask those tough questions. But they're not really tough questions. It's kind of, what are you doing? What are you forecasting? What are the customers you're talking to? How's the direction of the business going? You're far away from target. How are you going to rectify that? Not unreasonable questions. So if you don't ask those tough questions, at some point, you're going to be asked those tough questions. The bank manager will be asking you those questions. And then what are you going to do? What is it you're going to say? So when it comes to tough questions, if you don't ask them, somebody else is going to.